everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video I am doing my July TBR. No, I lie. I'm doing my July wrap up. So I read a total, I believe, of 18 or 19 books in July. I just read. I'm so happy with this reading month. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere with my TBR, even though I have literally like hundreds and hundreds of books to read. But that's not the point. The point is I've read some amazing books and I'm going to do quick reviews of each book, brief summary of what they are and a small description of what I rated it. The first book I read was Family Secrets by Kat Nichols. This was my Read with Ben book pick of the month. It is about a girl who moves to her aunt's house after her parents die and she uncovers the secret of her family heritage of witchcraft. And she kind of is thrown into these lessons. So it's kind of like Harry Potter modern day where she's learning about her powers. But she's uncovering family secrets as well. Maybe she cannot trust her family more than she thinks she can. Amazing supernatural paranormal book and I really enjoyed this read. All Goodreads pages and book depository links will be down below for you to go and check these books out for some more information. I read The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johnson this month. This is a sequel to The Queen of Tearling. I highly recommend this one. Really enjoyed the sequel and I cannot wait for the third and final book. If you want to find out something about this book, I'm going to leave a video down below which I did called The Tearling Adventure. It will give you a bit more insight. I read An Ember in the Ashes this month by Sabaa Tahir. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy this one as much as I thought I would. In fact, I took a lot of time to really get into this one and enjoy it. It has an interesting premise. I can see why people really liked it. I just personally didn't really get along with it as much. I couldn't connect with the characters, although the characters were very interesting. And for me, I couldn't connect with the storyline. I just couldn't focus on what was happening in the book. That may be down to my own fault. I'm putting my hands up. I'm not saying this is a bad book. It is a good book. I just personally did not get into it as much as I wished I would. I read another book this month called Starstruck by Brenda Hyatt. This is free for download on Kindle. I really enjoyed this. It's about a girl that lives in the middle of nowhere and things get a little bit more interesting when a boy turns along and he suddenly starts noticing her and her appearance starts to change and weird things are happening and she's kind of thrust into this world of aliens and Martians and it's really cool, really fast paced and awesome and yes, I enjoyed it and I have just uploaded a video all about this one, so if you want to see more information, go look for The Alien Adventure. I've just uploaded it. I read Altar of Reality by Mara Waldron. This was a really interesting book about a girl who has seizures and every time she has a seizure, she wakes up in an alternative realm and she's very confused. She doesn't know what's real and what's not and she kind of uncovers the truth about herself and her special abilities. I enjoyed this one. I believe it was a 3.5 or 4 stars out of 5. Cool characters. I really enjoyed the setting. I wish I didn't interact with the characters as much as I wanted to in my mind, but I really liked the idea and premise of the story and the writing was really good. So it was a really quick read too. I read this in one sitting. I read a book this month which I actually really did enjoy and this was Shadow of Deception, book 1 in the Kazumi Chronicles by Sophia L. Johnson. Now I really enjoyed this book. It's about a girl who is the sole survivor of a plane crash and she then surviving and go to hospital and having tests on her because she literally has no scratches on her and she's fine. She kind of gets introduced into this world of superhumans in a way. This is a futuristic novel and again she has no memories after the crash, but once her memories start seeping back things go crazy. There's a war between these two different types of superhero clans. It's just epic. It really is an epic story and all proceedings sold about this book go to charity, so isn't that just like a good idea just to buy the book just for that reason? Another book I read was Glimmer by Trisha Carone. This is all about a girl being kept on a secret base and she is very special. She has superpowers and they are keeping her on this base and training her and keeping her prisoner basically, and it's all about her wanting to escape, making friendships and being curious, and things kind of go crazy. There's lots of different perspectives in this book which I really enjoyed. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked the characters. I feel like this sets up really nicely for the rest of the series and I'm really looking forward to reading the next book to find out a bit more about this. But if you like X-Men, telekinesis and secret societies, government, this is definitely for you. Very mysterious, very thrilling. There's lots of action in this book as well. It's very action-packed, which I really enjoy. And the voice of the main character is super interesting. She's really fun and I enjoyed her very much. I read The Secret Fire this month by CJ Daltrey and Karina Rosenfield. This is a upcoming release. It's half set in France and half set in England about a boy and a girl who are linked together with fate. There's elemental control in here, witches, voodoo, all this amazing, cool, paranormal-y stuff, and once this book comes out nearer the time, I'll tell you more about it, but just know I enjoyed it very, very much. Think about it as a 4 out of 5 stars, possibly. I read a really cool post-apocalyptic book this month. This is ARV3 by Camille Renee. Camille Renee's writing is absolutely phenomenal, but the reason why I really enjoyed this book is because it's based around a kind of nuclear disaster with the sun and nuclear stuff and radiation. People go underground to live for 15 or more years. When they come back up to the surface, they find humans that aren't necessarily humans anymore due to an injection they had to help them when they were stayed on the top of the earth during these 15 years everyone else was underneath. They kind of were created zombie-ish people in this post-apocalyptic world, and it's all about this clan of people coming up to the surface and trying to get to safety, and they are literally chased. It's like that Will Smith movie with zombies in. That's what it reminds me of. It's very, very good, very fast-paced, and this was actually 5 out of 5 stars for me. I very much enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to get onto the rest of the series in the next following month. The coming month, guys, the coming month! I read Fractured Innocence this month by Julia Crane. This is the sequel to Freak of Nature, which I read a few months ago. This book is a sequel, yet it kind of is connected to the book one, but then again, it's like separate as well. This one has kidnapping, it has child trafficking, and it's all about the main character basically going to save these people, and she's half cyborg, by the way. In the first book you find out all about her being half cyborg, her wanting to find out what happened to her, why is she half cyborg, why isn't she dead, and she also kind of falls in love with somebody programming her, and that's all about the first story, and the second story just gets more action-packed and thrilling, futuristic read. I really enjoyed this one. I love cyborgs. I don't want to be one though, but I love. I read Awaken this month by Jamie Garrard. This is a paranormal contemporary book about a girl who starts to see the future, and she tries to stop events that are happening, and she's very confused. There's lots of shady characters in this book, which I really liked, and she just was an awesome main character. I gave this about 4 stars out of 5. I'm really looking forward to the next book though, to see more paranormal aspects, because the ending of this book was left on a big cliffhanger basically, and this was just a really exciting one, and Jamie Garrard's got a great fan base over on Instagram, so definitely go and check her out. And Awaken by Jamie Garrard, yes, very, very interesting read. I read Frey this month by Melissa Wright. This is a fantasy novel all about elves and magic and elven people. I have done a video describing this about, and it's a free book Friday too. This is free to download, so if you wanted to go grab a copy on Kindle, it is free. I really enjoyed this. It was 4 stars out of 5 for me. I really liked the setting. I really liked the idea. I couldn't connect with the character because obviously she was a female and we were very, very different, but I enjoyed reading from her perspective and experiencing events through her mind. I did really love the magical aspects to this and the fantastical aspects to this. It was very interesting, and it's definitely, guys, worth a free download, so definitely go and free download it because it's worth the read. I read this month a book called Crane by Stacey Rook. This is a modern take on the Headless Horseman, all about a girl who moves to a town and things start going crazy when people are turning up beheaded, and it's the unlocking of the Headless Horseman, and it's a thriller mystery horror which I really enjoyed. It's first book in a trilogy. The second one's Raven and the third one is Steam, I believe. I'm really, really excited about reading the rest of the series because I'm kind of hoping for other takes on horrors and the horror stories that we know to love. But this is Crane. What if the monster that spawned the legend lived inside of you? So it's all about this girl and something crazy going on within her and her trying to figure it out and stop this curse. Really intriguing, very, very humorous too. It's got some really funny bits but also some really dark bits. This definitely was a scary read. I was reading it and I definitely got creeped out at some parts, so if that's something you like, this is something you might like. Another scary book I read this month was Marked by Sue Chinji. Unfortunately, this was about a 2.5 to 3 stars for me. I really enjoyed the beginning. The premise and the idea of the story sounds really good. I just couldn't get into after the middle. Things got a little bit crazy for me and I just couldn't focus on what was going on. But if you're into psychics, demons, ghosts, and the Underland, this is definitely for you. It is an adult. It's definitely not young adult, I don't think. So definitely check that out. And I think I will reread this in the future. Maybe. Just right now it wasn't right for me at this moment in time, but the cover's nice and the idea of the story is very interesting. So definitely check it out on Goodreads. I read this month a Kindle copy of Hollywood Witch Hunter by Valo Chejada. I really loved this book. I loved it so much I actually spent time making a quiz for the series where you can find out if you're a witch hunter or a witch, and if you are a witch, what witch you would be. But basically it's all about witch hunters in Hollywood, in Tinseltown, going after and killing witches because witches have this curse on them. They have to sacrifice people to stay young, and it's all about these witch hunters stopping it, but things are crazy. Magical beasts and different magical people are involved. Hunters, mages, wizards, witches, magic, romance, and just awesomeness. I really enjoyed this book and I definitely recommend you go check it out. I read Cami Garcia's Unbreakable this month, which I really did enjoy. This is about 4.5 for me. This is about a girl whose mother dies. She comes back from the cinema and finds her in this bit of a mess, basically, and she is entered into this world of this group called the Legion, and these 4 teens come and help her and take her away and tell her that she's part of this basically Ghostbusters / supernatural team that have to go around and exorcising ghosts and demons and stopping a demon from becoming reborn or manifesting in the real world. So, really enjoyable book. If you love the Beautiful Creature series by Cami Garcia, definitely check this out. And Margaret Stoll, definitely check this out because it's equally as good, and I really enjoyed it and I cannot wait for the next book, honestly. A book I read this month which I loved so much is a middle grade book called Fire Girl by Matt Ralphs. This is the first book in a middle grade series all about a witch, a grumpy dormouse, and a demon. And it's about this girl whose mother gets kidnapped. She unlocks her powers. She goes on a quest and takes on the help of 2 witch hunters who can't know about her being a witch to find her mother. And it's all about witches turned bad, witches good, about her journeying and becoming the strong girl she is. I loved this book so much, and if you love middle grade, this is definitely for you. It was fantastic. I can't wait for the next book in this series to come out. Honestly, I cannot wait. I loved this. 10 out of 5 stars for me. I read Rogue this month by Julie Kagawa, which I equally really loved. It's a sequel to Talon. Really enjoyed this one, about dragons and secret governments, and I just love it. I don't want to give too much away because obviously it's a sequel, but just know I enjoyed this one just as much as I enjoyed the first. And last but not least, I read the book called Marissa Meyer. I'm mostly saying it wrong, but this is a fantastical novel. This book so much, but I can't talk too much about this one, so keep an eye out for a future video about this one. So there you go, there's my wrap up. I hope you enjoyed these quick little reviews. Go check out all the Goodreads links down below and the Book Depository if you want to go grab a copy, and go download all the free ones because you might as well, they're free. And I'll see you again really, really soon. Thanks so much for watching, and bye!